My people, Suzie Yule Diadem, and I'm back again, and I'm so glad and happy that you are here. I'm grateful to God for giving us another opportunity to interact and to learn. Yes, and we said that this YouTube channel is all about positivity, living positive regardless. Doesn't matter the point at which you are in life, but we rock positivity all the way. Today I'm so happy that I'm joined by our guest, a lovely lady here. She's called Wanyaga. I hope I've mentioned it correctly.
Yes, yes, yes.
Aha, welcome in this channel. Here we are happy people, we are positive people, and karibu sana. I won't tell you to feel at home because I don't want you to start sleeping and all that, but feel at the right place. So my viewers, I had told you that we shall be talking and bringing in guests so that we discuss various aspects in life. And today we want to talk about mental health. As we talk about this, it's in the month of June, but the month that has just ended, Wanyaga, we marked, the world marked Mental Health Day, and we are joining them in this. And I'm glad that you're here. And she has a background in counseling. She have done counseling in school, and that's why I want you to help us to understand it about mental health, because in this channel we have talked so much, especially on love issues, and in our nation today we are hearing death every now and then because of people loving each other so much. I don't know what is that, loving each other so much until now we are killing each other. So we want till death. So we want to get into it, and I want you to help us in all that. And maybe just to start from somewhere, I would want first of all you introduce yourself to our viewers. Tell us who you are, maybe where you come from, and just tell us about yourself.
Hi viewers, my name is Wanyaga. I'm from Embu.
Wow.
Yes, proud of my county, Embu County.
Wow.
Hey, what were Embu? We are very few in this country, so I really feel the need to associate with my people.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, but I live and work in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes. I have a strong background in counseling from campus, university.
Okay.
And over the years, I've tried to refresh my courses in counseling by doing certificate courses and doing classes here and there, associating with forums in counseling. And yeah, we have few people I check through counseling.
Okay.
I've been doing it for free.
Oh, wow.
But yes, from Suzie, naona tutaanza kutengeneza pesa.
Tutaanza.
So yes,
Tutaanza
they will
kufanya
now
for money.
start taking me seriously. Wache kudoyeza
Wache
bure.
kupewa za bure.
Sivyo?
All right, so I think we just get right into it, and maybe I would want to understand what do we mean by when we talk of mental health. What is it about mental health?
Mental health is the state of mind, you know, the stability of your mind. So that's when we say that someone is not mentally well, not mentally able, not, you know, it's defined by your health, which is medically. So everyone has, there are those cases that now move from being normal. And that's why you go to a doctor and you're told this person is not okay and this person is okay.
Okay.
So, like human beings, we want to say there's a degree of madness in everyone. And that's why you find there are triggers. As much as you're saying you're normal, you're okay, there might be a trigger that makes you now become absurd.
Okay.
That makes you react in a certain way. Yes.
Okay.
So there's also mental stability. I think mental stability now, how you can behave under stress is what now, when I'm saying about a trigger, it's about stresses. Whichever stress you get, be it be death, be it be after an accident, whatever you do. That's why you hear after an accident someone behaved in a certain way. So their mental stability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it possible for you to have issues? Because when I have an issue in health, maybe I'm feeling unwell, maybe I have issues with my heart, I can tell that my heart is aching. Mentally, can you be able to tell that now I'm not mentally fine?
From a personal, like an individual, yes, you can know when you're not okay. There are people who are, and again also, it also depends on someone. There are people who just want to argue and fight anything, even if they feel that they have pain. Still, there are people who have pain, but they don't go to hospital.
Yeah.
So even in the cases of mental, there are people who can feel their mind is shutting. There are times when you feel your mind is shutting. There are times you feel foggy. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You honestly too. There are times you're not able to sleep well. You're undersleeping, oversleeping. All those are cases that can show you that's not your norm. And now that's when you need to go for a checkup. If it's not physical, then mental checkup. And you'll be told this is not okay. And even in depression, most of the depressed cases, you'll find someone is depressed. They're either oversleeping, they're undersleeping, they're overeating. Even, in mental health, there's eating disorder. Eating disorder is also a case of mental health. There are those people who find solace in eating. They just want to eat. There are those who find solace in not eating. They're not able to eat. Bloated, they're not eating. So yeah, mental, someone can detect it, but it also takes strong will. Mostly, I think we've not got to a point in this country, in this life, where people are ready to accept, I'm not okay. I don't feel mentally okay. Yes.
At what point would you say or feel that now this I need to seek help? Okay, well, maybe first of all, I would want to understand, because I have had people whereby someone is mentally sick and they can't, it's the people around them, maybe we saying they are sick. You said such a person must be knowing, like they know that they are sick, it's only that they are not confident enough to come out and say, I'm sick.
I can say people can tell their telltale. You have a telltale that this is not my norm. Because unless you have other problems, you're able to know your norm. Basically, you wake up at 8, go to work, you're able to work 8 hours, your kind of work. So now you're not able to wake up 8 to 5 and do the kind of work you've been doing. There must have been something. As in, that's something you, Susan, can be able to tell. Right? Yes. So now you've gone to hospital. Or before you even go to hospital, what is making you not to be able to work those hours like the norm? Is it your mind that you feel it's shutting? Is it your body? Are you in pain in your body? Yeah, mental health sometimes brings pain in your body.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Depending on the severity of it. But before we get to those severe cases, are you able to differentiate your norm? So I think, I know that one way or another, you should be able to detect this is not my norm.
Okay.
Because you see, all we can say, even when you go to the doctor is not able to tell Susan is sick, you're having a headache.
Sure.
You get, unless you go holding your head, that's when the doctor will know that you have a headache. So you have to tell the doctor, this is what I'm feeling. Then from there, you'll be able to tell, yes. There'll be elimination.
Okay.
Yeah. And not your ability to work, that always means that you're mentally unstable. No, there are other things. There are other telltale signs, like feeling tiredness. Now, all those are things that can tell that you're not okay. But when you go to the general practitioner, physician, and the physician tells you don't have malaria, you've checked your blood, you've checked your stool, that's when they'll ask you, are you depressed? And depression is a big word. When you tell someone you're depressed, they think you're using a very strong word. But it's meant to be, are you mentally disturbed?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, depression is about being disturbed mentally.
Yes, mentally.
So it is not as caring as we normally feel.
Yeah, it shouldn't be such a scary thing, because it's just a state of your mind being disturbed. But you see, when you tell someone you're depressed, especially someone who wants to say, I know what depression means. Depression means me not being able to, there are depressed cases that are really bad. on a depression, they are just they shut the world out. But it doesn't always begin by shutting out the world. It begins slowly. So there's mild, there's the extreme depression.
Okay. Now coming to relationships, I have had a feeling myself that the things that we are hearing about violence, it's about mental state. Now that you are in that field, maybe now you can help us together with our viewers to understand. Is this violence that we hear, and then can it be associated in any way with mental issues, or what do you think? What is your take on this one?
Okay. Now, mental health and physical, or in marriage, in relationship, there are different kind of abuses. So we cannot say when someone is physically abusive, when someone is emotionally abusive, when someone is psychologically abusive, when all those kind of abuses that we want to put that the abuser has mental issues.
Mm-hmm.
Though we can't say that not all of them have. There are those who have mental issues, but me having a mental issue does not automatically mean that I should be abusive to my partner. Mm-hmm. And if I am mentally ill and I start being abusive to my partner, then I should be ready to seek professional help. Mm-hmm. Every mental health can be treated, mm-hmm, or can be managed. Mm-hmm. Eating disorders, that's the extreme, mm-hmm, the one we call wendawazimu, mm-hmm, I get the word for you, mm-hmm, bipolar, they are all manageable. Mm-hmm. But my situation, my mental health situation, mm-hmm, should not affect my relationship with my partner. Mm-hmm. And when you talk of a relationship, mm-hmm, I hope you mean the intimate relationship.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So in an intimate relationship, I shouldn't come to an intimate relationship and affect my partner and, how do I put it, impose my negative energy, my negativity to my partner just because I'm mentally ill. Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm, just like if I have diabetes, my diabetes case should not affect my relationship with, no reason for using diabetes, but mm-hmm, I just used it like an example. Mm-hmm. So if I have diabetes, mm-hmm, I'll take my sugars, I'll take my food without sugars, I'll do my needles, I'll do my medications, but it doesn't affect my partner's, mm-hmm, way of life. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make my partner's life become less or affect their esteem. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Because mental health, mm-hmm, when you talk about mental health, mm-hmm, and abusers, mm-hmm, we are talking about someone who is trying to bring you down. Mm-hmm. May it be financially, mm-hmm, that is financial abuse, may it be emotionally just making you feel bad, negative, and just feel bad about yourself. Mm-hmm. And physical, whereby it gets violent, mm-hmm, physical violence. Mm-hmm. So yeah, basically, someone being mentally ill does not automatically mean they are abusive. Yes, mm-hmm, but it's a good excuse for people, especially the person being abused. Me who is being abused, and I don't want to understand that this person has chosen to abuse me. Mm-hmm. Not that they are sick, mm-hmm, they have chosen to. Na ndio nasikianga mtu anasema ni mgonjwa. No, don't excuse someone. Let them seek professional help. Let them go to the hospital. Let them seek medication for that condition that they have. Mm-hmm. And if they are ready, you will walk the journey with them. Mm-hmm. And as their partner, I'm sure you'll have a healthy and loving relationship, rather than that whereby someone is just making it hard for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Now coming to you talked of the abuse that I like it the way you are saying it. It's a choice that we make. I can choose to live happily with my partner. I can choose to treat them the way I want to, and not ignoring that there are some cases where you're saying maybe someone is really mentally sick and they need to seek help. But now you're also saying there is this other person who have just chosen that. Now, in me, the one who is on the receiving end, do you think like I am in my stable mental health when I'm allowing someone to abuse me? What is it? Is there an excuse to it? Like maybe this person needs help, mental help? Because
So basically, abuse seems like a norm. When you live with someone who's abusing you, it becomes a norm. You're used to that noise. You're making it a norm. You're normalizing what he does to you. But that makelele, it's not good for you. Why? That's why you're telling me, your friend, not to come. Because you see, I'll ask you, Susan, why does so-and-so make noise at you? So the person who's being abused kind of becomes tolerant, becomes how do I put it? Emotionally tortured. This is the emotional torture. Depending on the kind of abuse, there's a high level of emotional abuse. And I can tell you for free, the emotional abuse and its effects takes a toll on you longer than anything else. Whatever I've told you, and that's why when you're a child growing up, even in your adulthood, you can still remember, my mother used to tell me this. Mwanamke anafaa kufanya. Those two small things. So you're living with someone who's abusing you, who's telling you you're good for nothing, who's telling you you can't live here and get someone else, who is showing you that they're doing you a favor by being with you. It is affecting you. It is getting, and it comes with time, it gets to become like, that's the truth, that's the gospel truth. And that's why you'll find people in those cocoons of bad relationship, those relationships where they are and they're comfortable. They're kind of, I can't get someone else. I can't get out, nitafanya. There's so much, the word there is nitadu, nitaishiaje bila huo mtu. There's those, despair, not despair, how do I put it? This is the word, lack of alternative. You don't have another alternative. You just think this is okay. So that is what happens. So that person, of course, they kinda get mentally unstable. They kinda get depressed, depending on the cases. And abuse, it can be, but there are those who combine abuses. They'll do for you emotional, they do psychological, they do physical, all that. So definitely, the abused may get to have some mental instability. Yes, but it's, of course, you're not okay. I would say, how can you posawa? Yeah, because there are things everyone else can pinpoint, and you yourself, you're not seeing a thing in it. Just like I told you, it's about the norm. This is what we can say, this is normal, this is not normal. I mean, it's not normal for me to come and pour water on you as my spouse, as my intimate friend, as my intimate partner. But you who is there and who is being poured water on, you're okay. I've seen even people say, in which country, the husband beats you to show you that he loves you. But unajua kuna watu make promise till death do us.
Yes, but
yes, so they are waiting for that death for them to do
to be apart.
To be apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
A sorry state of it.
A sorry state of it, yes.
Wow. So let me ask, where can one draw? Maybe I would want first of all to know how you help such people in the counseling aspect of it. How do you now help such a person? Because as you're saying, they have taken it as a norm, so they feel like it's okay. How can we, even as a society, help these people? Because people are dying and we are feeling the pain. Maybe it is your sister, maybe it is your close friend. We are losing, even as elderly as you can hear, my mom has been so abused by your dad. And how can you help these people? Because as you're saying, if they have taken it as a norm, then they live exposed to it. And now at the end of the day, they say that in there, the person who has gone is not feeling pain. It is us who have been left. Sometimes left even with burdens because the parent have gone and the children are here. Of course, the person who was abusing, if he was abusing the mother or the father in the case, where because they realize even men are being abused. So if the abuser was abusing the one who has left, it means they can even abuse the kids. So for us to try and help the society to have a healthy one, how can we help this person who is taking it as a norm that they are being abused?
Okay. There are those extreme cases that, especially in physical abuse is what mostly is visible. You have marks, you can hear doors banging, you can see, as in physical is physical, vita. But the other kind of abuse, which is emotional, those are psychological, those ones, it has to come from someone. And I don't know, as a counselor, I can't come and tell you, you need to get out of this state. Because there's nothing, remember this is an intimate relationship. So I'll come for you, Nani Susan. And then you'll tell your partner, si mimi nilikuwa nataka kwenda, Mwanyaga alinikutia. You know. So even your sister, even your mother will not come and handpick you. Mostly, they'll just wait. And again also, that's the bad thing about now, about abuse, and especially with an intimate partner. Sometimes people see their people get lost, and you can see where it's leading. And you're talking to this person, you're trying to bring sense, and the person doesn't hear, the person doesn't listen. And at times I've seen families where they come together, they help you, they get you from that marriage, they build you, then siku ya kurudi, hakuna kwaheri, as we rented for you a house, you were there, or we brought you back home, we took your children to a good school, but siku ya kutoka, hata watoto tutakuwa tukingoja, the school bus is saying, no, her children, they were picked by the mother. You get? Yeah. So it becomes really hard helping a person who's not ready to be helped. It has to begin from you, my dear. Like you have to be willing. Everything, in everything you have to have the willpower. You yourself, me Wanyaga, do I want to get out of this? Am I seeing the sense? Am I able to see that here I'm in trouble? Here I'm not comfortable. Here I'm emotionally abused. Here I'm verbally abused. All those, I'm physically abused, because there are people who have even marks, scars to show for it.
And they are putting on makeup to hide.
Yes, and they're putting makeup to hide. There are people who have become, you'll tell them, can we visit you at home? They don't want. You know, the abuser has shown them, your family, you don't need your family, you don't need your job, your parents, they took you to school. I really feel that, by the way. My parents took me to school, struggled, then a person defines that I should be just a stay-at-home mom, like for real. No, I don't want my wife working. Why? That person is telling you what he doesn't like. You, Susan, do you have what you like? You know, let me say, I don't like working. I don't want to go to an office. That's why I'm at home. But not someone defining why I should not go to work. So yeah, basically, it's a wait and see.
And I think at such a stage where you're saying someone has chosen you're not going to work and you have taken it, I think that's the point where we are saying that this person, the one on the receiving end, must be sick mentally.
Yes.
To have agreed to come to that level, that and now I'm just seated here and I'm thinking, what if we start educating families not when they are going through it, not when they were, or rather, what do you do if when people are getting married, and even people in marriages? I think we should be trying to have an education where we are educating people to where to draw the line. That now we are okay in this marriage, we are doing good, and where we can draw the line and feel we are not okay. Because if, as you say, it is true, it is very hard for you to tell me get into And I feel like he did that because he loved me so much. He wanted me to stay at home because he loved me. And at the end of the day, he's providing anyway what I need. Even if sometimes he will tell me no, it's because still he loves me.
Yes.
So I think
limiting, you will take it like, and any limit, attacking it.
Nisi overspend, they don't want you to become extravagant and all that. So I'm thinking, what about giving education to people in marriages before it reaches to those? Because what do you feel? Is it that, because I'm wondering, why are these cases increasing like so very fast about people fighting? Do we need maybe to educate people when they are not in that state of denial, when they are, especially when they are okay, so that when now it starts going south, we will start telling things are not okay. What do you think about that?
Okay, before people get into marriage and start living together, it's always advisable you go for premarital counseling. But so unajua si wa Kenya ni kina nani? You went for a sleepover and yeah, you got married. So when me a counselor, how do I know how you got married? So that sleepover, it turns ugly. And now you have children, you know. So what do I do? Si nilienda kwake na niko na watoto, sasa nifanye. You know, that's desperation. Sasa nifanye, you do. You know, that kind of conversation. That person didn't come for counseling. There were telltale signs. You even went for that sleepover and you could see shoes under his bed. You could see some other heels. But they were for the sister whom you've never met 2 years down the line. But the shoes were taken back to someone. And there've been a lady telling you, leave my man. You know, and you don't talk about it. He's mine. You're fighting for someone. Instead of that person saying, no, I don't want you, Anyaga, I want Susan. You know, you're the one making a decision for let's call him Chris. You're the one making the decision for Chris. And you're the one telling him, telling me, Wanyaga, Chris loves me, Susan, than he loves you. Who told you? Then now to solidate them, to make the marriage faster and more official, you now get a child. So that Wanyaga can be blocked. Okay. What happens? You're in a relationship, there was cheating, you don't query, you don't ask Chris questions. It's Chris who, you protect Chris, but you don't know deep inside, Chris, his decision. You know, you don't want to carry a pregnancy 9 months, stay with.
Have upgraded. You're saying the way people will tell you, your kiatu sijui ni asistangu. Nowadays I hear if you find a shoe, a high heel in a man's house, anaitumia kuchange bulb because they need to be.
Oh my God.
So don't fight about it.
And if it's torn?
Sorry?
And if it's torn?
He still needs some booster. Hata kanyanga stool, they need the high heels. That's what I hear today. So people are
okay, those men have not met Wanyaga to mean that kuletea ladder.
what you'll be using.
What you'll be using. I'm a short girl, so I know what is a remedy for. Heels don't help. Okay, okay. How?
So you don't keep asking your man why he has high heels in the house. It's for now. But they have educated you now. So don't keep fighting your brothers when you see them with high heels in the house. They're changing the bag.
What if it's a size 3 and he's a size 8?
They just need the heel.
Oh.
So what I step on.
Practicals. Will there be a practical bit?
My viewers, don't try that with Wanyaga. She doesn't seem to be taking it.
No.
That one you'll have failed with Wanyaga. Try it with Akina Susan.
How about my sisters? Okay.
You're not taking
Nice
that.
Huh?
Yeah, so you see now those are the excuses that people give as to why certain things are happening. And now you said it is very hard to get someone out of the house, but you're saying we can get now the education before maybe entering into marriage. Are you telling us that it's just a sympathetic state? There's nothing we can do about the people who are in marriages that are being abused?
I'll tell you, Susan, today we're in the world of social media. Right?
Yeah.
You'll even see your friends or even your siblings. Okay, some of them are here, they block their siblings, so their siblings are not able to see. And probably out of being in a toxic relationship and your sisters and your brothers raising, you've blocked them. So your family knows that you're in this state, but you've blocked them. So now you come to, I don't know whether it's usually for sympathy or what's usually the case. Or you're raising alarm, because me personally, I say, don't raise an alarm about someone that you've still not decided to leave. You know, oh, Chris, you remember our guy, he said they're using Chris. Chris is bad, Chris has done this, maybe Chris is even physical. So I come even with a photo. We tag people, hey, Saidini Managa, where are you? And in some cases, people are even saying, I've run out of home, I don't have somewhere to stay. And your friends, good friends, they'll tell you, please come, I'll give you accommodation. I've done that severally. I've told people, come to my place, I'll give you a rescue. But what happens? The person doesn't come. The person doesn't reach out. You know, I can call you Susan and tell you, Susan, you're free to come to my place. Feel free. Just like you are. Come with your kuja tu, hata kama ni handkerchief. Whatever you're with, just come to my place. I'll even pay for you Uber. But you don't come to my place. 2-3 days down the line, you delete your post. And me and Chris, we're in Diani. What is love? And you know what? People will start saying, lovely family. What God has put together, let no man put. Sasa, you know, me Wanaga who was calling you to come to my house. Will I keep calling you to come to my house?
The Indiani.
The Indiani, yes. I really got to Mehoko. Karumaito, Sitambaya, I don't know, some place huku. You know, I was getting you uptown, you go now ndani. That's why I could not make to come and pick you. And you probably even have your car. And your husband didn't hakukunyang'anya gari, but you didn't make it to my place. Instead you're in the Diani. And you're showing us. So what are you trying to show us? That you guys are together. So what happens to your friends? They pinch themselves. Wanajichuna masikio wanasema, mambo ya watu wawili achana na. Your family is tired, your friends are tired. You come again a third day. A second time. Tuliwazoea. The next day, do you know you'll call saying you're dying? And someone will be like, okay, where kuja? Because they are so used to your outcries. They are so used to your outbursts. So, your family and also friends get tired and they'll be like, why can't she go to her sister? Why can't she be sorted by the family? But you only chokesha family yako. Your family got tired. And those are the people who will now resort to suicide. Those are the people who will resort to being depressed. Because even social media, people get tired. There are people you know, you know. And that's why I always say social media is a very good and a very powerful tool. But use it well. Let it not be your tool to whine and whine and whine. Every day people, you're just whining. You know, this person did me this. Wewe unafanyanga nani mabaya? You know, not that in domestic violence it's something to ask someone that, but I'm just so I think whichever the case, help has to come from your need point. You have to have the need and the urge to be assisted. Nobody will come and make a decision. By the way, as a counselor, I am not supposed to make a decision for you. I should listen, I should guide. And I'll not keep telling you where to talk. But there are things that I'll tell you, if you're wise and you're using your brain, you'll understand. You know, like in a case of violence, that's not something that you expect someone to stop. It's not going to stop. So if you're okay living with a violent person, if you're okay with living with the unpredictable, you know, when violence, by the way, those people who are killed, they did not that they didn't see it. They were not killed the first day of violence, by the way. It begins in small bits, small bits. So it's up to you to decide enough is enough. It comes from a point of you knowing your worth. You remembering, basically it's you remembering, who am I? Wanyaga, who am I? What are my strengths? Sasa achana na weaknesses zangu. What are my strengths? You know?
Yeah.
Yes. If you don't have a job, remember you're someone's child, someone's sibling, God's child. Those, yani, you have to ring those points in your head. Nobody else loves me. Yes, let it ring in your head. And that's how you'll be able to seek help. Help doesn't just come. You have to seek it, my friend.
Okay.
Yes. One has lacked a job, and so they're depressed. And we began by saying depression is a mental instability.
Yes,
so you seek. Are you willing to seek treatment? Are you willing to seek help? You know, if you have a mental challenge, you know, you have been sick. Depression, it's triggering you to be violent. Again, also, as your intimate partner, I should ask, so lack of a job, does it make you beat your parents? Does it make you beat your friends? Or it only shows you to beat me, Wanyaga? You know, there's also selective amnesia, selective direction of anger. Why is it showing you to only be abusive to me? Because basically, that's being physically abusive to your partner in a relationship. Why are you not able? I mean, ndio ninakwambia, when we say mwenda wazimu, the ones at Madare mostly, the one kabisa ameenda akaambua yeye ni mwenda wazimu, mwenda. Huo mwenye anaokota makaratasi, haokotangi makaratasi kwa nyumba pekee, hata nje anaokota. That's a sick person. And I remember growing up, we used to be told you can't case with a mentally sick person. You get? Yeah. Because that person, ukweli, mtakesi aje. You know, even when you go to court, you're supposed to have your mental assessment test done. Yeah. So, this person is only depressed when they're dealing with me. Right? Why is it selective? So, yeah, as they're abused, you'll want to excuse them. And as the abuser, I'll want to give you that as the reason.
So you there, maybe you went through an abuse. Maybe actually not only in marriages, maybe even at your workplace, your boss is abusing you. From our counselor here, there is no excuse for you to be abused. And if there is, let that person be in hospital. But they are not abusing you.
Professional help.
Yes, they are not abusing you when you are seated in the house and you are saying, maybe when they get the job, they will. And now when the parent come, they are calm. They are not beating the parent. I like that point.
Yeah, but you're not beating anyone else.
I believe, personally, I'm learning a lot. I think I was a bit lenient. It was at time I would feel like I want to excuse someone that this life, especially economy mahali imetufikisha, it can really trigger someone akiona uko na upuzi ya kugonge. But I'm thinking sijasikia mtu ameona maybe mtu hapo nje ama hata askari ukue umesota mpaka you are so mad unachapa askari. So I think I know now we know where to draw the line, and we have I think what we have agreed is if truly someone has something that is triggering them to be abusive, we have agreed they are mentally unstable, and then they need to be seeking help. If
willing to seek help.
Willing to seek help. So they also realize they are unwell. Wow. Thank you. So Wanyaga, we are happy that you have told us hatuna excuse ya kuabuziwa.
Yes.
We have to keep on the lookout. No excuse.
No, you don't have to justify
someone's
choice, especially to abuse you.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
Wow. So thank you, my viewers. This is part 1. We are coming back with part 2. So keep watch. The next video will be the second part on mental health.